27 minutes on top of the hour 1 p.m. Thank you so much for choosing and making Swechotv 1 p.m. news to be your favorite source of news. My name is CHACHA TOBIAS. I'll be your host this afternoon. Make sure that you stay tuned from the beginning of this broadcast to the end. We surely do not take that for granted. And right to begin with this afternoon, we start with the Ole Kalau by-election, whereby voting is currently underway in Ole Kalau parliamentary by-elections in Nyandarua County. And the IEBC, as early as 5 today in the morning, they had already opened 144 polling stations across 5 wards for 73,408 registered voters. Watch.
Naitwa Ken Mukera, mkaaji na mpiga kura wa kituo hiki cha AC Primary School. Kituo cha AC Primary School ndio kikubwa sana katika eneo bunge la Ole Kalau, kinao wapiga kura 4,756. Vile vile hiki ndio kituo kina determine nani atakuwa mshindi katika ubunge katika kiti cha Ole Kalau kwa miaka mingi. So mimi pia ni mpiga kura hapa. Ya kwanza tunasema asanti kwa sababu mambo inaendelea vizuri. Tumekuwa pale nje katika gate katika tu utaratibu wa kuhakikisha kila kitu kiko sawa. Tunao pia maagent pale ndani ambao wanatu update kuwa kila kitu kinaendelea vizuri. Ukiangalia kwa wingi watu wamejitokeza vizuri. Tunaangalia kumefika watu kama 1000. Na katika saa 11,000 walikuwa wameshafika pale nje. Ni dhibitisho kuwa sisi watu wa hapo Ole Kalau tulikuwa tumejiandaa vizuri, tulikuwa tumegoja nafasi hii ya kupeana mbunge wetu wa hapo Ole Kalau ambao tunajua tumekuja leo kureplace kwa sababu yule mbunge wetu aliyeweza kuondoka kwa sababu ya upendo wa Mungu kumchukua Mheshimiwa David Jogona Kiaraho. Na leo vile vile tunao wagombea viti wengi ambao ni 9. Kunazo chama kuu ambazo zinapigana nguvu ambao tuna chama kikuu cha DCP, vile vile kuna chama cha Jubilee, kuna chama ambao bado kinangangana cha UDA. So ni dhibitisho kuwa leo itakuwa siku kuu kwa watu wa hapa Ole Kalau. Mwelekezi anakueleza utaelekea wapi. Vile vile katika kituo nimeona presiding officer akieleza vizuri haufai kuwa na simu katika kituo ndani. Unapoingia kura yako ni siri, unapewa, unaweka na hakuna mambo ya kupiga picha, hakuna maneno ya kuonesha ni nini. Vile vile amesema kila mtu ako na huru ikiwa wewe ni mpiga kura wa hapa. Yale tu tunaomba sisi kama watu wa hapa Ole Kalau, wote wa Ole Kalau constituency, wale ambao watapiga kura tu ni wale tu wameandikishwa na wako katika voter register ya wapiga kura wa hapo Ole Kalau.
Yes, and of course still we remain in Ole Kalau. As you can see, 1 seat, 9 candidates. Who will win the Ole Kalau by-elections for parliamentary seat? And as you can see, there's long queues at ACK primary schools as voting continues, and also at Huruma primary schools in Nyandarua County, and over 70,000 registered voters are foreseen by heavy security. So this afternoon, this is the queue, this is the live updates that in fact we are getting from Ole Kalau. We don't know whether a producer can produce that clip right now as we speak.
Naitwa Lucy, mimi nimekuja hapa Ole Kalau kuvote ndio niamue ni nani nataka akuwe MP wangu. Kazi ile nataka afanye ni kuangalia mambo ya masomo sana. Juu watoto wengi hawasomi juu ya kukosa karo ya shule. Naenda kwa shughuli zangu za kila siku, pahali ninafanyia kazi, nitaenda niendelee na kazi yangu. Line ya L juu jina langu ni Lucy.
Kama mapema ili nitimize lengo langu la kufanya kuweka kura yangu. Ili nitangalishe kila ni nani atakayekuwa mbunge wetu. Na ndiposa nikaamuka mapema nimalizie hili jambo alafu ningojee matokeo. Kwanza ni ya kwamba ni awe akichaguliwa ashikilie lile lengo, kwa maana kama sasa hatuna mbunge, hakuna CDF inakuja, na ile milani ambayo ilikuwa imewekwa angalau ikaweze kuendelea na kutimiza, na ili akaweze kuwajibika katika eneo letu kama mbunge wetu.
Naambiwa change hiyo mashini, hawataki kuchange. So we are wondering what is the problem. Bia ati all will be well. So tunashindwa all will be well hadi sangapi. Yeah, so they need to do something. Yeah, we need some action to be done kwa sababu mtu mmoja, watu wanakuja wanatuacha kwa hizi line zingine. Si tulikuja hapa 6. Sasa ni saa moja na we have not voted. Mimi nilikuwa like mtu wa kitu 20 bado 1 hour watu 20. Hebu imagine watu wote watavote saa ngapi? Yeah. Kwambia ABC they need to listen to the voters. So kama hizo machines ziko na shida, they need to change them. Yeah, so pledge yetu ni wa change machine, walete machine maybe yenye ita respond haraka juu tunaona hizi lines zingine zinasonga. Yeah, leto isonge. Yeah.
And of course, just to mention that the by-election follows the death of David Njuguna, who was the Member of Parliament in Ole Kalau constituency. And right earlier today, Senator Methu addressed the media and has assured the citizens that everybody is calm. The people, electoral officials, and the police officers in uniform are calm, and insisted that he's only asking that there be no hooded police officers and that every police officer be easily identifiable.
Let me say this. Finally, the people are very calm. You can see that everywhere the people are very calm. There are instances here and there of course, obvious bribery from the people that we are competing with, which is, I mean, it's neither here nor there. The point is, the people are very calm. We want to ask the chairman of our county security team, Bwana Jaldesa, the onus is on you. The people are calm. Everybody is calm. The electoral officials are calm. The police officers in uniform are calm. The only thing is that you give us an assurance that there will not be hooded policemen here. Every policeman will be identifiable. That is the exact thing that we expect from our county security team. That's the only thing that we expect, that they'll be able to secure all these places. We are hearing here and there, here and there, here and there. But generally, the place is very calm. We have not seen any major incidents around our polling station, here or anywhere else. We hope that it will be the same until evening, but we want to urge our people. The clarion call is to urge our people to come out and vote. Come out and vote, and come out in good time. Please do not wait until it is late. Do not wait until it is afternoon. Just come out and vote, because I'm sure since we came here, you can see the lines are moving really quite fast. You people have been here and you've seen that the lines are moving very fast. The Honorable Assembly has voted very fast. The wife has voted very fast. So the governor was here, voted very fast. So we do not expect any issue or any hitch.
And away from politics now, moving on, a delay in the release of capitation and government funding to schools, TVET institutions and public universities have been blamed on budget shortfalls and delayed exchequer disbursement from the National Treasury. Appearing before the National Assembly, Julius Migosi Ogamba said that the Minister of Education is not withholding funds, but it's grappling with a funding deficit of nearly Kenya shillings 29 billion as budget allocations fall below the sector's financial needs. He added that the ministry is exploring alternative revenue streams while seeking increased budgetary allocation to bridge the gap.
The exchequer, and that's where the deficit comes from. So we normally would say we want this amount, but what we receive is not sufficient. And therefore it leads to that deficit financially every year. Therefore continue to engage Parliament, the National Treasury, and the relevant stakeholders towards progressive alignment of budgetary allocations with the actual funding requirements of public universities.
If we can get boats for Kalau and mattresses and gas, some 2 billion to go to such places, surely we can get money to give these students. So
we have a few VCs whom this committee shall be making very serious recommendations, because we have a lot of theft and plunder of public resources. Because including yesterday, we had a university that will not be able to explain how some funds were used where.
Towards increasing the enrollment, we requested for more resources, but we're also doing our own A&As in terms of commercialization of what we have in order to support our institution. To move away from the exchequer, because now the exchequer cannot 100% support these institutions.
And moving on, again on our bulletin this afternoon, Geoffrey Ruku has announced that the planned salary increase for the civil servants will take effect from 1st August 2026. The Public Service Cabinet Secretary said the pay rise will benefit thousands of public servants across the country as part of the government's effort to improve public sector remuneration. Tunaenda commercial break ya breathers. Okay, after hiyo.
And that's where the deficit comes from. So we normally would say we want this amount, but what we receive is not sufficient.
Will be increased, and commuter allowance will be increased so that all the civil servants in the Republic of Kenya can be able to continue earning salary increment in the Republic of Kenya. Na vile vile tunajua mshahara yao iliongezewa tena Januari mwaka huu, and it was backdated to July 2025. Na kama vile nimemulika maneno ya mishahara ama ya payroll, the salary increment, it will not go to Aragai, it will not go to ghost workers, it will go to the real civil servants of the Republic of Kenya.
And therefore it leads to that deficit financially every year. Therefore continue to engage Parliament, the national.
All right. Now, the government has launched a major security operation to flush out bandits from the volatile Malasso Valley following renewed attacks. And before that, we are taking our first short commercial break here at Swechotv 1 PM News Bulletin. We'll be back with more news in details. Indeed, that was a short commercial break. Thank you so much, and thank you for staying tuned for the first part of our news bulletin this afternoon. Moving on, the government has launched a major security operation to flush out bandits from the volatile Malasso Valley following renewed attacks in the region. Speaking during the announcement, Abdi Hassan said the operation is aimed at dismantling criminal networks, recovering illegal firearms, and restoring lasting peace and security in the valley.
Operation imeanza ya kuchukua silaha kutoka mikononi mwa wale ambao hawana ruhusa. Na I wish to advise them that no one has succeeded in the kind of activity that they are pursuing. The government will reign, it will reign supreme, we will be able to tackle them, we will deal with them ruthlessly, and it is going to be a very painful exercise. Specify the entire Malasso Valley. We have already started to rid these elements out of that particular place which they consider to be their traditional hideout. I'm telling them that is not their hideout, it is not their base. It belongs to communities that are peaceful and the people who want to live in harmony.
Much as we need peace, yes, but our current call to is let the government secure the area which is prone to security. Let the people go back to their homes. And we can be able to talk now, peace, when everybody is not secure.
Ninaishi Amaya. Na hakuna kitu kingine ambayo tungeomba serikali nguvu yoyote ni amani peke yake. Ndio tunahitaji ili tupate kuja kuishi na majirani kwa usalama.
Right now as we have this gathering for peace, I request on behalf of the church so that the government will be able to walk their talk and also ensure that these areas are secure for development and prosperity.
And of course, on to our last bulletin this afternoon, the High Court has temporarily suspended the 2.5 million shillings fine levied as part of sanction by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission on Nakuru Town East Member of Parliament David Gikaria over claims of electoral misconduct pending the hearing of his case challenging the decision.
Hapa kwenu nilitumia 1.2 million.
Here to comply with these orders will attract further sanctions that will include but will not be limited to barring the Honorable David Gikaria from participating in any further electoral activity conducted and supervised by this Commission.
And of course, thank you so much for staying tuned for Swechotv 1 PM News Bulletins. My name is CHACHA TOBIAS. I've been your host. We'll be following up with the Ole Kalau by-election parliamentary seat. So don't go too far away. And to that point, I wish you all the best. In case you've not yet followed us, you can follow this news in all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel so that every time we upload a new video, you become the first to be notified. Bye-bye. I wish you a lovely day.
Audio Jungle.